What's up, everybody? So, it's been a long time. It's probably been over a month, maybe a month. I'm not quite sure. But I want to make a quick video just to kind of update you why I've been quiet. Now, I've uploaded a video. I believe I uploaded honestly, it's been so crazy. I can't even remember what my last video was. But, I want to give you an update. So today I'm sitting in my garage. Kind of hanging out. I'm just chilling with my buddy Frail. He's teaching tonight. He came into town to hang out for a week, a little over a week. But here's what's up. So a little over a month ago, I went up and spoke at a camp for CEF, which is Child Evangelism Fellowship. While I was up at that camp, and even back up just a little bit, the week before, my dad got sick. And we told him that he should probably go to the hospital, that we thought he had COVID. But he's a Smith, and we don't listen to anybody. But I want to give you an update. So today I'm sitting in my garage. Kind of hanging out. I'm just chilling with my buddy Frail. He's teaching tonight. He came into town to hang out for a week, a little over a week. But here's what's up. So a little over a month ago, I went up and spoke at a camp for CEF, which is Child Evangelism Fellowship. While I was up at that camp, and even back up just a little bit, the week before, my dad got sick. And we told him that he should probably go to the hospital, that we thought he had COVID. But he's a Smith, and we don't listen to anybody. Anyways, fast forward, I'm up at camp, hanging out, doing my thing, speaking. God really moved. It was an amazing time. When I get back, I find out my dad is going to be admitted into the hospital. Now, in our hospital, our 7th floor is where they keep COVID patients, and that's where he's going to be. So we know that he has COVID. And I'm thinking, it's all going to be okay, no big deal. Like, my dad's a tough dude. He's going to pull. Anyways, so I'm like, he's good. He's young. He's pretty healthy. It's all going to be okay. And then we find out he's going to go up to the ICU to get better taken care of, kind of monitored a little more, all that kind of stuff. Fast forward a couple days out after that, and sorry, the timeline's kind of weird. Things have been crazy, but fast forward, we find out he is going to go on a ventilator. And he only said a couple things. He loved my mom, that he loved the kids, that he was proud of us, stuff like that. But he said that he had a peace about it. So I'm like, all right, well, a week, my dad will be off. It's no big deal. It's preventative. That was over 3 weeks ago. Now, that being said, he would show improvement / not show improvement, just as ridiculously sporadic, whether you want to believe it or not, as COVID can be. Like, I've had COVID, I was fine. Easiest disease, easiest sickness I've ever had. For my dad, it's not that. But just as sporadic as like that can be, the healing process is just as sporadic. Just as one day someone can feel fine and then the next day they feel terrible when they have COVID, healing can be the same thing. One day they are like really struggling, and then the next day, boom, just good, great, everything's all right. So, he was on the vent for 3 weeks. He got taken off COVID, like the quarantine watch, so 2 of us could go visit him. That was my mom and myself. So we would talk to him, we would sing to him, we would do stuff to kind of try to, like, when they're on the ventilator, when they're sedated, one of the things they say is they can hear you. So just to encourage him, to let him know that we love him, that we're praying for him, all that kind of stuff. Now, again, if you haven't watched any of my videos and you're here for the first time because you're like, holy, like, this is weird, whatever, I'm a youth pastor at a church. I am very strong in my faith, and even though that sounds like really braggy, like, I am. One of the things, it's funny, one of the things that my dad and I argue about a lot is that he says I don't trust God, I tell him I do, and the reason he thinks I don't is because I expect the best, but I always plan for the worst. Because if the worst happens, I want to mentally be prepared for that, right? But I always believe that the best can happen. So Sunday, this video is Wednesday, so last Sunday, 3 days ago, we got pulled into, or no, it wasn't Sunday, sorry, it was Monday, so 2 days ago. We got pulled in, sorry, there was a point. Sunday was my dad's 3rd week on the vent, and then Monday we got called in and told it didn't look good. And it was really hard. Because even though, like, for me, and me and my siblings all handle things differently, for me, I had known the whole time it was possible that my dad wouldn't pull out, but then to be faced with that was really, really hard. My wife and I are expecting a baby, and the thought that my dad would never get to meet her and that she would never get to meet him was really, really hard to deal with. And so my wife and I cried together. Me and my buddy cried together. Me and my mom cried together. And I mean, it was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, God has a plan, and I'll trust that no matter what. Now, that being said, what the doctor said was it didn't look good. She is a Christian doctor. The church that she goes at, I work with their youth pastor a lot. Really, really great people. And she said it doesn't look good. But even though there's hasn't been anybody that has been able to make it through, there could always be one. Now again, if you know me, you know that hearing that, my hope is that the best happens, right? That he's the first, that God totally baffles the doctors and does what only God can do. But my plan is, holy crap, it's time to, like, think about this. That was on Monday. On Tuesday, you know, obviously, once you're told that, you just kind of wait for the phone call. I've had the displeasure, pleasure, blessing, whatever. I've in my career field, I've sat and watched a lot of people to die. So I know that it can happen at any minute. So you kind of just wait for the call. So I got a call from my brother yesterday, so Tuesday, saying I needed to come down to the hospital, that I should stop by. He asked first if I was going to go visit my dad, and I said, yeah, but my wife and I are going to go down. And he was like, well, we need you to come. Now for me, and my siblings honestly don't know this about me because this is the first time I really got to spend time together. If it's good news, just tell me. Or if it's news at all, I'd rather just be told, which my brother is similar to that, but I was like, okay, I'm going to go down. That's the second time I got that call that week. So I'm going down there thinking, you know, whatever. They had spent all day down there, and that's how they deal with things. I've talked to my dad a lot. I was not going to go sit at a hospital all day. That's not what he would have wanted. My dad hates hospitals. That's why I do a lot of the hospital visits, because I don't mind them. But I'm not just going to sit there all day. But anyways, I get there and they tell me my dad's doing wonderful. He's doing amazing. He's doing great. That he's very responsive. That he's reached for their hands. He's tracking you with his eyes, which is all very good signs. He's moving his legs, which is great. But the problem wasn't his cognitive brain function. The problem was his lungs. So for me, telling me that he can move, maybe I'm a Debbie Downer or whatever, I don't care about that. Because he can move all he wants if he can't breathe, right? I can throw punches, I can throw kicks, I can do all this stuff, but if I can't breathe, I can't live. So, but the numbers on the ventilator look good. And the doctor was blown away. But again, I've sat with too many people, I've counseled with too many families, to think that one day of good news is good news. Now, it's a blessing nonetheless, because we shouldn't have even, at that point, with what we were told Monday, we shouldn't have even had that day. But where all my siblings were saying, like, look at this miracle, Dad's been healed, I'm going, well, maybe, maybe not. Now, I'm not making this video to depress everybody. I'm just telling you because I need to get it out. I haven't gotten it out. People have posted on social media about my dad needing prayer and all that kind of stuff. I haven't posted anything. I've been radio silent. I can't type it. I have to say it. So my thought was, I need one more day. Sorry, I'm going to ignore this call. I need one more day of good. Let's see what happens tonight. And I kind of told them that. I kind of freaked out on them. Like, it just is what it is. That was their first day really being able to see Dad. I had been up there for a week at that point, every single day, hanging out with my dad. And so I was like, I need one more day. As of today is Wednesday. We found out passing on Monday. He basically being told he's probably not going to pull through. Today, man, I tell you what, I've seen God do some amazing things. Now, my dad will never be the same dude that he was before this whole experience. His lungs were extremely damaged. But I saw God do the one. Now, obviously I'm expecting the best. That's just what I do, and kind of planning for the worst. But I said on Sunday, because I had the privilege to speak. If you want to go check that out, if you're curious what I talked about, go check out my messages on Beacon Hill Cheyenne on Facebook, or even over here on YouTube, if you want to check it out. So I spoke on what do I do? What if I don't have anything left? You know, how do I serve? How do I do that kind of stuff? How do I continue on? But anyways, I said something. I just didn't feel like that was what God had for my dad. I didn't feel like it was my dad's time. Not necessarily that it'd ever be the same, but I just felt like, he was going to have more time with his kids, and he's going to have more time with, like my baby girl that's going to be born. Like, seriously, it tore me up. Not so much I was going to lose my dad. I've had 28 great years with him. And if that's what I got, or 27 great years with him, if that's what I got, that's what I got. I had a great 27 years. Ups, downs, highs, lows. My dad's my hero. He's my mentor. He's my pastor, and he's my friend. And so I was like, I got a great 27 years. My siblings haven't had that same luxury, but I have. And so my biggest thing was I don't want my daughter to not meet him. See, now a long time ago, I had in my mind, I have always known there will be a time in my life where I walk this earth and my parents won't be there. I just didn't expect it to be this soon, and so like dealing with that was kind of crazy. But God, and I've seen God heal my dad. He's doing great. I've not been up there today. I'm gonna try to make it. I don't know if I'll be able to. It's currently 3:44. We have church at 6. I'll be honest with you guys. I am absolutely exhausted. It has been the most exhausting month of my life. I know you guys are like, wait till you have kids. No. This isn't like tired exhausted. This is mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Anything that is in the human anything is I'm just beat. It's hard to get up in the morning. It's hard to sleep at night. It's hard to stay asleep. It's hard to be motivated when I'm awake. It's hard to do anything. And I'm not trying to depress you, but I'm telling you this, and I know that my vocal tones haven't changed. Like, I don't seem very excited. I'm still kind of trying to process everything, but man, my dad is on the mend. Where Monday we took him off the, like, let's put a trach in and get him to a rehab facility. Today we said trach scheduled for tomorrow. I believe it's tomorrow. Sorry if I'm wrong there, but trach's going in. They're looking at getting him at a rehab facility, getting him back up, getting him strong, and then getting him home to his family, which is amazing. Now, again, I'm pessimistically optimistic. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what God's going to do. But I can tell you that my dad, my prayer as of Monday, when I prayed with my friends, when I prayed with people over the phone, is that God would use this situation to baffle the minds of the physicians, to show how much He is still in control and that He is still doing miracles in our lives today. And I can tell you that I'm seeing that with my dad. The 2 great days that we have had. See, a day ago, all my siblings could go up. Now they're back to 2. And the way that most hospitals are working right now is at the end of life, everybody from the family can come. But if they're healthy, only 2 can go. My dad's back down to only 2. So that's a huge blessing. It's a huge blessing. Don't give up hope. You may be in a situation where you feel like, man, I don't know what God's doing. I don't think He's going to pull this through. And I can tell you that, things don't look good. I'm the guy that goes, God can, but He's also given us medical physicians for a reason. And as much as I don't necessarily trust doctors all the time, they are the people who know and have put the work in and have done the work with this in a way that I never have. So I'm going to trust them most of the time. And I can tell you that I'm baffled, everybody's baffled, and God has done a miracle. And that's not out of the woods yet. He's still got a long road of recovery ahead of Him. But I can tell you one thing, that I've watched God do something amazing in the last 2 days. Keep praying for my dad. I'm going to keep praying. My family's going to keep praying. And then ask that if you haven't been praying, because obviously you didn't know, this is my YouTube audience, which isn't great. Maybe some of you jumped over from Facebook because you're like, oh, man, what? TJ's finally saying something. Maybe you're like, oh, God, TJ's going to be negative. Again, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to tell you how I've been feeling the last few days. But I can tell you that, man, God is amazing. As always, I love you, God loves you, and whether you believe it or not, He does have your best interests at heart. And sometimes we go through hard things to renew our faith, to let us know that in our weakness, God is made strong, and that His grace is sufficient to get us through anything. I can tell you that my dad his body did not fight on its own. God healed him, and He can do the same for you. Peace out.